All right. We are coming in on round one here. I actually already had one game conclude while I was setting up. So this is King Carp versus uh, Curse TCG. Oh, they're doing a second game. Okay, so that's very interesting. Don't think they. Oh, they have reported. Okay, was King Carp took the game. So for those of you just coming in on this, this is our monthly Lee at home. Usually it's the first Friday of the month, but this month is the second. Every first Friday of the month, we do an alternate format tournament. This month is the Eternal format, which is a pseudo unlimited format. Basically, it's base set onward, but with a ban list. The idea is that it's going to be somewhat more playable than the full unlimited format. This is the first time we're doing the format, though, so the ban list is not quite refined just yet. There's likely some very interesting and probably broken combinations that haven't been weeded out. But this should still prove to be pretty interesting. We've already voted for August's next format, and Eternal won again. So Eternal will also be the format for August. I look forward to potentially seeing more stream from that this next month. So King Carp appears to be playing a Sylveon, sorry, Gardevoir and Sylveon GX. That's the tag team. And he appears to be using the Hat Ladies for acceleration, using Jirachi EX to scoop through his deck to get as many energy on as possible into play. And let's see here. I believe our bottom player here is Cursed, and he appears to be playing Celebi. Oh, that's very interesting. So it's a no prizes for you deck. Oh, good grief, that's a lot of energy cards. I feel like that's overkill. I remember. Yeah, this is me 150. Very interesting. Harp is retreating the. Yes, retreating the Cillian. So the Skyar Bridge makes the retreat cost just one. Jirachi EX is going the active spot. A big old pile of energy cards is shoved on top of the Guardian there. Alright, we see the scoop up Cyclone. Jirachi's gone. Guardian's back to the active spot. I think we're going to see the Jirachi come down again for another Stellar Guidance, maybe. Perhaps not this turn, but for the next one. Magical Miracle GX. Okay, so for those who aren't familiar, it's like we cannot read the card here. Magical Miracle GX says this Pokemon has at least 3 fairy energy attached to it in addition to this text cost. Your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck. So they just lose their hand, basically. is quite brutal. All right, let's go ahead and jump to a current game. All right, let's see. This is going to be Sivart versus Benjamin Grove. Whoa, look at these energies in play. Oh, yes, we have some chaos. Beautiful. We were coming in right as this game might be ending. Let's see. Okay, so we think we have an illegal deck list here. I believe Crazy Code is banned. Let me double check. It is not. It was supposed to be. Oh boy. All right. So that's going to be going on the ban list for next month. All right. So we are aware of that. So we're using Claydol's draw engine, Cosmic Power. Cosmic Power says once during your turn before your attack, you may choose up to 2 cards from your hand and put them on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you do, draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. This power can't be used if Claydol is affected by a special condition. So it's going to allow Benjamin to draw quite a few cards. And that energy is frankly terrifying. I'm going to assume that means Baby's GX coming up. Yep, sure is. And I believe we're going to see a Supreme Puff. Let's see. So Supreme Puff is take another turn after this one, skip the between turn step. If this Pokemon has at least 14 extra fairy energy attached to it in addition to this attack's cost, your opponent shuffles all of their bench Pokemon and all cards attached to them into their deck. Let's see. Otherwise, it's going to be Rolling Panic. And that's 120 plus 30, and they're going to flip a coin until they get tails. We're going to see a Rolling Panic. So we're going to flip heads, hopefully. Lots of heads. Okay, so it's going to be 150. 150. That's why we're not seeing the DX. Not quite enough energy. I have a very, very talkative cat. Is it 180? Did I miscalculate that? The 2 heads? It was 2 heads. Okay, so yes, 180. Alright, so Sivart is starting their turn. We see Windstorm come down. Windstorm says choose up to two in any combination of Pokemon tool cards, stadium cards in play, and discard them. So this is Field Blower, basically. For those who are familiar with Field Blower, same effect. Right, we see Luxury Ball come down. I think it's being discarded by the effect of Ultra Ball. And Luxury. What is being discarded? It's actually the last game still going this round. And I think it's just about over. Oh, look, it's Magnezone, Dual Brains. This man is most likely getting the axe in this upcoming ban list update. Alright, so Shapeshift is going to be Brock's Ninetales' ability, which basically allows it to evolve into the next stage. We see Porygon come down on the bench. A counter energy drop on Togepi and Cleffa and Igglybuff. Alright, we're seeing a retreat. Yes, we are. We're seeing a retreat. Discarding the counter energy to the bench. Right, is Savart stalling? What's going on here? Like Savart's going to offer up the Magnezone as a sacrifice. Gambling on a coin flip. And we see the pass. It is now Benjamin's turn. We're seeing Claydoll's ability, or not ability, pardon, Poke Power being used. So again, Cosmic Power. Use 2 cards from your hand. Put them on the bottom of your deck in any order, and then draw until you have 6 cards in hand. Very, very powerful ability, Poke Power. That's actually why we saw this card be printed in the Celebrations set. We're seeing Canceling Cologne come down. So no abilities for the active spot. That's going to shut Dual Brains off. Alright, so we're going to see the Supreme Puff GX, which again says take another turn after this one, so just immediately start another turn. If this Pokemon has at least 14 extra energy, which it does, their opponent is going to shuffle all of their bench Pokemon. It does, right? I'm not miscounting. I should probably check that. 2, 14, 15. Dual energy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes, there's enough energy. So both those bench Pokemon are going to get shuffled back in, and we are going to see the coin flips for Panic, Rolling Panic specifically. So we need 1 heads off of the Togepi, and that will be game for this particular game, and we'll be moving to the next round. Or we could just see the Ninja Boy. That is an amazing play. That is absolutely fantastic. Alrighty, that was okay. That was really great. I like that. All right, so we just saw the energy drive come down and swap out the baby's GX. 4-tapper Lele, hit energy drive, and just annihilate that Magnezone. That is going to be game for this, and that is round 1 up. Round 2 will be going up shortly. Ooh. Okay, Ira. Alrighty here. We're going to send the pairings for round 2. It's like there was some excitement about this in the Cube Discord. Is why we have so many people jumping on this. We have games going up right now as pairings are being matched up. We're going to go ahead and jump into one of these games here in just a second. Make sure everybody is situated in this round before we go. The timer for pre-round timer has started, so they have just a couple minutes to get themselves situated, get themselves set up. So the way this is working, these are 30-minute rounds, but because of kind of how clunky Untap can be, they're getting an extra 2 rounds for setup, so they can set their game up, join, get their deck shuffled, get themselves set up, and then they'll actually start the timer. That said, you're going to see some fun stuff. Let's jump in. Let's jump in with Big Gearheart's game here. All right, so we see a Psyduck on Jake's side. And his opponent is Cloud Strife. The Cloud Strife is starting Unknown R. This is Spiritomb come down on Jake's side with the Keystone Seal ability, or Pokebody. I need to be much more careful about that. Floatstone comes down on the Psyduck, and Spiritomb comes the active spot. And then for no energy cost, Darkness Grace says search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon in play and put it onto that Pokemon. This counts as evolving that Pokemon. If you do, put 1 damage counter on Spiritomb. Shuffle your deck afterward. All right, so we have switched, it looks like, to Cloud Strife. And the actual timer for the round is going to start right now. All right, so we see Pokemon Collector. The Pokemon Collector is coming down from the Lele's Wonder Tag. And Pokemon Collector seems to be getting the Sylveon V. And what else? The Pokemon Collector, for those of you who are not familiar, is a supporter card from Heart Gold, Soul Silver that says search your deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon, show them to your opponent, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. We're seeing Sylveon and Kecleon with the Colorful Body ability. And we are going to see another Unknown R. So Kecleon's multi-type Pokebody means that Sylveon's VMAX should be hitting for quite a lot of damage. Alright, so we are on Jake's turn. We're going to see Professor Oak's new theory. The supporter card says to shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. So this is very much like the more recent Cynthia, if you're familiar with that from Ultra Prism. That we've had some rather quick games go off. One of our matches is already completed. We're just 3 minutes into the round. So this ban list has definitely got some growing to do, I think. Um, there are currently 100 cards banned in the format, so there's not a small number. But this is the first time this format's actually being played. So this is the first time we're going to see maybe some potentially broken combinations that we wouldn't have expected. There will definitely be some teething as the format tries to shape itself out, and we deal with some of the less pleasant combinations that didn't get cut out of the format. However, we are definitely seeing some very interesting cards being played. So we see Ball Toy and Skuntank D. So Skuntank G's Poke Power says once during a turn before your attack, if you have a stadium card in play, you may use this power. Each active Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, including any Pokemon SP, is now poisoned. So that can't be used if Skuntank G is affected by any special conditions. So right now, that would poison both active Pokemon, assuming there were a stadium card in play, but there is not. It is Cloud Strife's turn. Guzman Hall comes down from Cosmic Eclipse. So they're going to be searching for a stadium card, revealing it. And they can also discard 2 other cards, which appears they've done. And they will also be able to find a special energy card and a Pokemon tool. So we're seeing triple acceleration energy. And I missed that tool card, or that stadium card. I think we're going to see it come down here in just a second. All right, so John is asking, this is in the YouTube chat. John is asking, how does Tomb not prevent supporters? So you've got to understand, this is from the Diamond and Pearl era, if I'm not mistaken, because this is the Arceus set. So the trainer you see on cards in this era does not refer to the trainers as we understand them today. So trainer cards from cards in this era actually mean item cards. So item cards would be blocked, not all trainer cards. All right, so we see Hall and Circle come down and in. So Hall and Circle says prevent all effects of attack, including damage done by either player's active Pokemon. If an active Pokemon uses an attack, that attack ends, and discard this card. And Kurt says that Spiritomb is wild. Yes, yes, it is. So it stops all item cards from being played. What deck am I playing? I am not playing. I am spectating. I there's a nice even number of players, and I actually didn't get a chance to put a deck together for this format, unfortunately. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to play next month. Although it's kind of nice to be able to just watch people's crazy combinations. But it is nice to see the love that this format has gotten. This is the highest number of participants we've had in an alternate format tournament in a while. It says how do we put cards at the bottom? Click on the card class. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of chat back and forth from these two. And so you see the timer on the top right there. That is the time left in the round. All energy is on Spiritomb. See an in come down. So both players are going to shuffle their hands into their decks and draw 6 cards. We see Golduck come down. That's the Delta species Golduck with Delta block. Says as long as any stadium card with Holland in its name is in play, your opponent can't play any stadium cards from his or her hand. As the Mind play attack for Lightning Colorless, which does 30 plus damage. Choose one card from your opponent's hand without looking. This is a random card. Look at that card you chose. If that card is a trainer card, so this would be an item card because of the era, this attack does 30 damage plus 30 more damage and discard that card. If it is not an item card, return it to your opponent's hand. That Claydol is nuts too. Yes, Claydol is a very strong card. A lot of people questioned why Claydol was part of the Celebration set. This is why. It saw a ton of play. It is an extremely strong card, and frankly, I would love to see it actually reprinted and not just in Celebrations. The ability is nuts, but it's on an evolution Pokemon. So you could have a Claydol engine, something similar to Bibarel, which is I think the closest thing we have to it right now. Um, but just that option to put two cards on the bottom of your deck and then draw is crazy. Um, yeah, poison. Oh, there's a poison marker. Yay! That is quite funny. All right, so we see the Spiritomb. So we see it retreating. The new one come up with the recycle energy attached to it. Recycle energy from Unified Mind says this card provides colorless energy. If this card is discarded from play, put it into your hand instead of the discard pile. And then Unknown R is going to take 10 damage from poison. And it is Cloud Stripe's turn. Alright, we see Unknown come down. The Unknown G with the Guard Pokepower. Once during your turn before your attack, if Unknown G is on your bench, you may discard all cards attached to Unknown G and attach Unknown G to one of your Pokemon as a Pokemon tool. As long as Unknown G is attached to a Pokemon tool, prevent all effects of attacks, excluding damage, done to this Pokemon. So Unknown R's hidden power says move any number of basic energy cards attached to your Pokemon in any other way you like. And we're going to see a Loosening. And looks like we see the hidden circle come back down. Yeah, the hidden circle's back down. You wanted to get rid of that saving card and it dropped right back down. Alright, cool. Alright, we're gonna see that hidden power come again, and hidden circle is, or sorry, that circle is hidden circle, right? Pollen circle is discarded yet again. Alright, we're gonna see Scott come down, search your deck for up to 3 cards, any combination of supporter cards and saving cards, show them to your opponent, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So we're gonna see a Lusamine and 2 Pollen Circle come down, or come into their hand rather. It's like Jake is going to be prepared to drop Pollen Circle again. Wants to keep that Skuntank live and wants to prevent damage from being done to that Spiritomb. Alright, it's Cloud Stripe's turn. And then I'm going to see Dream Gift. So Dream Gift is Sylveon V's ability. This once during your turn, you may search your deck for an item card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. If you use this ability, your turn ends. So Sylveon V is going to find a Pokemon Communication, and it becomes Jake Gearhart's turn. Once again, if you're just tuning in, we are watching the Eternal format League at Home tournament for the month of July. So once each month, the League at Home has an alternate format tournament. Usually the first week of the month. It's a little bit different this week because of NAIC last week, week prior, yeah, week prior. However, this month's rather Eternal format will also be next month's Eternal format, as Eternal won the vote yet again for August. So there will be an Eternal format for August. It'll be August 5th, so you can look forward to that. So Big Gearheart is going to retreat the Spiritomb and then attach the recycle energy to the Spiritomb that is being brought to the active spot. Like we're seeing the poison come down on Kecleon, and it is now Cloudstrife's turn. So for those of you who are wondering why Spiritomb was retreated, Skuntank's Pokepower basically says that both active Pokemon are poisoned. So to prevent the Spiritombs from taking damage, the Spiritomb goes to the bench, and that recycled energy goes to Jake Gearhart's hand and can then be reattached, returned to the active Spiritomb, so there's still an energy on Spiritomb to retreat for next turn. So he's basically cycling between these two Spiritombs, making sure the active Pokemon on his opponent's side stays poisoned to take those chip damage, all while Holon Circle is preventing them from doing any damage. And Holon Circle is also being prevented from being removed from play by this Golduck here, because Holon Circle is a stadium card with Holon in its name, and Golduck's Pokebody says, as long as any stadium card with Holon in its name is in play, your opponent can't play any stadium cards from his or her hand. So at this point, the Holon Circle is locked in play, and Cloudstrife is conceding. Jake Gearhart takes this game, and we are going to go to another one. All right, we have an issue. All right, so let's do some recording of games real quick here. Chill. All right, let me see here. We are going to look at the results real quick and make sure everybody's got their stuff in. The Team Rocket Grunt won that. Rocket versus We're having a little bit of issues with the Discord bot. For some reason, it's bugging out. But we will get this sorted real quick. Jake, Heat Blue, yes, they did. Here's player one. Yes. Yep. And Will beats. And back. I think we are good. We're going to move on to the next round. And I'm going to have to feed my cat because he is telling me he will eat my face if I do not feed him. We'll have to do that shortly here too. All right. Sent pairings for round 3. We are going to go ahead and start the 2-minute timer. I'm going to take a little quick break to feed the cat so he can stop crying at me. And we'll be right back. All right, we are back. So John asks, did Jake win? Yes, Jake did take that game. His opponent conceded. I think his opponent realized the lock was in place and there was no getting out of it. All right, so we're going to start the 30-minute timer. The round has officially begun. All right, let's go ahead and jump into one of these games here. Let's watch. Let's watch this game between Ketsuban and Purpose. Eight. All right, so we see Rocket Sneak Attack come down, and immediately Yellhorn is discarded from Ketsuban's hand. And we see Chat.G come down. Chat.G says, once during your turn, when you put Chat.G in your hand, or from your hand onto your bench, you may look at the top 4 cards of your opponent's deck and put them back on top of your opponent's deck in any order. For the record, this card is going to be banned in the upcoming rules update for this format. So this is the last time we're going to be seeing this in a tournament for the Eternal format. This card, unfortunately, was missed in the initial sweep of card bans. It will be gone in the next round. So this is going to be a lock control deck on Purpose's side. They're using Chat.G, much like Chip Chip Ice Axe was used in the expanded lock deck in Amulet Lock before basically 3/4 of that deck was banned from expanded. And Purpose passes to Ketsuban. It's Ketsuban's turn. You see 27 minutes left on the timer, and I think this lock is pretty well already in place. Unknown comes down. That's Unknown Q. Once during your turn, before your attack of Unknown Q is on your bench, you may discard all cards attached to Unknown Q and attach Unknown Q to one of your Pokemon as a tool card. As long as Unknown Q is attached to your Pokemon, you pay colorless less to retreat that Pokemon. Just use it to retreat the Marshadow, and then banish away the other Pokemon that was in play here. Probably to drop it down and recontrol the top of Ketsuban's deck. John asks, does it make sense to play any archetype that doesn't try to lock in this format? I would say yes, once the ban list is fixed. Unfortunately, there are a few combos that are pretty lock heavy. One in this that we're seeing right now that is going to be broken in the next ban list update. And then there are going to be some other cards that get whacked too after this tournament for next month's tournament. So the idea right now with this format is to try to make it so that aggro decks can survive in this unlimited style format. Right now, though, there are definitely combinations that exist to make it so that you can't. And this one in particular seems to be fairly easy to set up. So, unfortunately, this particular tournament, maybe it doesn't make sense to try to do something that doesn't lock. But as the Eternal format progresses, it will definitely be worth trying to do something that isn't locks. To be clear, I don't want to eliminate the chances of alternate win conditions entirely, but I do want to make them a little bit more fair. All right, so we're seeing a Haunch Crow come down. Sorry, Merch Crow come down with Duskstone's item. So it can evolve the same turn it's played. And we saw Lapras come down for its support navigation ability, which is just like Jirachi EX's Tapu Leles and Luminions. And then we see a couple of swoop teleporters. That's going to just ninja the active out, which is why we saw the Murkrow come down. And then we see the Lapras leave in favor of the Giratina. And then again in favor of Unknown R. We see Space Center come down. Space Center is a stadium card that says, ignore all Pokebodies for all basic Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's, excluding Pokemon X and Pokemon that has an owner in its name. And we see Rocket Sneak Attack come down yet again. This is also a card that is going to be banned in the upcoming rules update. All right, let's see a shuffle draw. Oh, sorry, discard draw with the research, or the Professor Juniper rather. And Honchkrow GX comes down. Yet another card that's going to be banned. Seeing all the banned cards in this game today. This card is also a card that should be banned, will be banned rather, in the upcoming rules update. So we're going to see Unfair GX, most likely. They reveal their hand, and both cards, or two cards, are discarded from it. So this is basically just purposes. Yeah, there's the Unfair GX. So two cards are going to get whacked from it. From Kitsuban's hand. And we're going to see even the resolve come down on Ketsuban's side. They're going to look for 3 cards in their deck, and that will end their turn. This is hoping that they will not get terrorized by Honchkrow. So right now, Ketsuban cannot play any special energy cards, stadium cards, or Pokemon Tool cards. They are all currently locked by Honchkrow GX's Ruler of the Night ability. John says, with the 2 decks I've seen, Urshifu Melanie seems to have a shot. With Oricorio, you can search out the energies, and Melanie can still be played with too many active spot. I mean, it's worth a shot. The biggest thing is going to be like Jake's deck with Holland, the Holland Stadium that prevents damage. That may be an issue. Oh, there's a good chance that a part of that combination is going to get banned. I need to assess the format and add some additional bans to my upcoming ban list before I make the major update. Right now I have about 10 cards that are on the pending list. Alright, so we're going to see Silent Lab come down. Going to show off the abilities of all basic Pokemon in play. So the Celebi ability is now shut off. So Celebi's Leap Through Time no longer causes Celebi to potentially be flipped into the deck on the heads. So that knocked out the active Pokemon, and it is Casaubon's turn again. We see a Yellhorn come down on the Hauntcrow GX. Both active Pokemon are now confused. You see Pokegear 3.0. And we're going to see Team Flare Grunt come down, discarding an energy on, so it's the darkness energy on Hauntcrow's side. I do wonder how impactful that's going to end up being. Kind of would have surprised they didn't go for the double colorless. I think at this point the lock might be so established it may not even matter. Alright, we see Purpose's turn start. Level Wall comes down. The Purpose is searching their deck for a Pokemon with 90 or less HP. What are we going to see here? We're going to see another Murkrow come down, so that Murkrow will be able to evolve again because of Duskstone. So if that Murkrow goes to the bench and he's got a Hauntcrow GX in hand, it will be able to immediately evolve. Purpose says, I prized, I think, 3 darkness energies, so I lose. Oh no. Do they, though? Lock is apparently going to be broken. Ooh. Okay, so I think Purpose is scooping. Yeah, they reveal their prizes, so it's a scoop. Because they can no longer do any damage against Casaubon. Alright, so yeah, that's a scoop. So, Casaubon is taking that game. So, the card Duskstone is banned, yes, but if you see here, this Murkrow, which is, again, another one of the cards going on the pending ban list, has a Duskstone built into it. So it's like an instant Duskstone on the card itself. Alright, so I'm going to record that match. And we are going to jump into another game here in just a moment and check out the reports. I have 2 games still going, it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and jump in on this game between Mysterious and King Carp. Ooh, we have some nice board state right now. We have a supercharged version of the Ultra Necrozma from Cosmic Eclipse, and a crazy Wordier V coming down on ready to wreck some stuff on the opponent's side here. It is currently King Carp's turn, so King Carp is playing. King Carp is playing the weirder. Yes, King Carp is other player. So the opponent is playing. The real MVP is playing the Ultra Necrozma. All right, so it is now. Oh, there we see a game. It looks like King Carp is taking the last prizes. because that's going to be a knockout with the Ultra Necrozma. So yeah, 170 against the Jirachi. That goes down for 2 prize cards. But that is going to be game. We jumped right into the end of the game there. All right. Okay, apparently it's Mysterious. The Mysterious is the one playing Ultra Necrozma. That is interesting. All right, so Mysterious does take that game. All right, very cool. That is actually a quite interesting deck. I like to see an aggro deck like this do well. All right, so we still have one game still going, so we're gonna jump into that if we can get a chance. It finishes up. All right, so we have Willie Azza versus Big Gearheart. This is the Spiritomb Lock versus a different Spiritomb Lock. Not sure what's going on here. We have Sylveon in play. We have Wobbuffet in play. Both Spiritombs are making sure nobody can use any item cards. We see a Sylveon VMAX with the damage on it. See a lot of poison coming in. Alright, so it's now Willie Azza's turn. Alright, so we're just jumping into this game. This is Jake Gearhart versus Willie Azza. We see Moonlight Stadium. Can Moonlight Stadium be dropped? No, they can't. Okay, because there's no Holland Stadium in play right now. Alright, so Moonlight Stadium says the retreat cost of each of your Psychic and Darkness Pokemon is 0. So that's going to put the Spiritomb on the bench, bring the Sylveon VMAX to the active spot, and take the KO. We're seeing the discarded triple acceleration energy. So Max Harmony does plenty of damage to take the KO there. And we see Golduck kind of the active spot with the Unknown G. That's the guard. Basically, it creates a tool card. It says Unknown G is when it's attached to a Pokemon, prevent all of effects of attacks, excluding damage on this Pokemon. So that's the mirror counter, right? So that way they can't just poison you and chip you away. All right, so it's going to take G's ability is going to hit on the Sylveon and poison Sylveon VMAX. And we see Lusamine come down. We can they can get a stadium card, so Holland Circle and Lusamine. We're going to loop that back. Players recommending that Rocket Sneak Attack be banned, and yes, it is going to be banned. It's already it's already a confirmed ban for this next tournament. So we're seeing a Zelf come down. Zelf has the Time Walk Poke Power. Once during your turn, when you put a Zelf in play from your hand onto your bench, you may look at all of your face down prize cards. If you do, choose one Pokemon you find there, show it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. Then choose one card in your hand and put it face down as a prize card. Alright, we see Lucamine come down, looping back a Lucamine and another Holland Circle. Now we see some poison damage come down on that Sylveon. So we see Cosmic Power. That's Claydol's Poke Power to draw cards. So right now, Max Harmony will do plenty of damage to KO the Spiritomb. And can't because of Holland Circle. That's very unfortunate. See another unknown come down, this time unknown Q. It's going to be a -1 for a retreat if it gets attached or something. See Cosmic Power again. And once again, it's Jake Gearhart's turn. We have just over 7 minutes left on the timer. And on Jake's side, we see a Lucamine come down for a Professor Oak's New Theory and Lucamine. I do think Jake has a pretty good lock at the moment. The real question will be whether or not they can get it to take the prizes prior to time running out. As that Sylveon VMAX has a lot of HP. Alright, it is Jake's turn again. Now we see the Lucamine drop again, cycling a Lucamine and another Professor Oak's New Theory. Power. What options does Willie have? Alright, so we're going to see a Guzma come down. Guzma is going to gust up what? And what is going to the active spot? The Versus Seeker come down now that the Spiritomb is no longer an active spot. We see Mysterious Treasure discarding a Pokemon Collector, it looks like. Getting a Sylveon V. see the triple acceleration energy come down on that Sylveon VMAX. And we're going to take the KO on that Skuntank G, getting rid of that poison chip that's being such a menace right now for Willie Azza. All right, now it's Jake's turn. All right, so we see that Baltoy come to the active spot. You call energy drop on the Baltoy. And then we see the Lusamine loop. Yeah, that is not poison. That is true. There's also currently no. There's the stadium card. Okay, there's no stadium card in play right now, but it's back. And we see Claydol come to use its ability or use its Poke Power yet again. That's Cosmic Power. Only able to draw 4 cards off that Poke Power. And we're going to see the turn go to Jake. Jake's drawing for turn. And back to Willie. This lock is once again in place, and we see the Cosmic Power ability. Or, saying ability, it is not an ability, it is a Poke Power. And once again, we see it past Jake. Jake draws a card. That hand is ridiculous. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me look real quick. So, sorry guys, I have not been paying attention. All right, let's see here. Ryan says, what's up? What's up, Ryan? John says, what does the prize trade look like? I can't see it on screen. So right now, the Sylveon player has 2 prize cards remaining, and the Spiritomb player has all 6. The Spiritomb is trying to keep that lock in place so that they can ultimately time the game out and take it to a tie. Ryan says, yo, we got more raid bosses last night. Nice. I know Christian was saying he got some, so I'm very much looking forward to some of those raid bosses. And if I get a chance, I will build the hard mode raid deck. Oh, I'll probably have to proxy a bunch of it out for now. So Spiritomb in the active spot. Fallen Circle is down. It draws a card for turn. Can he get the KOs? He needs 2 KOs to get this to happen. And nope, this is past Jake. We have less than a minute left in the round. Time is about to be called. Five, four, three, two, one, and that is time. All right, so we're going to see that time come down. It is currently Willie's turn, so Willie is turn 0. All right. All right, Jake starts their turn. So are they going to decide if they're just going to call it a tie right now? Willie says they need to play one more blower. Unfortunately, just not enough to get rid of those Fallen Circles. All right. So that may be around there. All right, so we're going to report that as a tie and move on to the next round. So this next round is the final round before top cut. So we're going to see this. So while we're waiting for round 4 to start, we've seen the pairings drop. The players have 2 minutes to begin their games prior to the start of the actual round timer. Gives them just a little bit of buffer time to work out some of the rough edges that Untap has. We are just about ready to jump into a game here. Right, we're going to jump into this game between Willie and Slidey. War is about to start. Officially, its timer expires in just 10 seconds. All right, so that is going to be the stop on that timer and the start of the new one. All right, we have 30 minutes on the timer and we can begin. We see Baltoy on both sides. Baltoy with the, quite read that, I think that's Theta Stop. It says prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities done to this Pokemon and future spin. Look at the top 3 cards of either player's deck and put them back on top of that player's deck in any order. We see Bebe Search come down on Willie Azza's side. Choose a card from your hand and put it on the top of your deck. Search your card or search your deck for Pokemon. Show it to your opponent and put it into your hand of your deck afterwards. So this is Pokemon Communication as a supporter card. Look at it. Very good thing to have in a format dominated by a item lock card. So that's pretty good. Azza is searching for a card. Not sure what card. Sure, they're checking their prizes right now. We're seeing Spiritomb come down. And Mysterious Treasure is going to be discarding a Baltoy. Or a Sylveon V. And we see a Luxury Ball come down. Luxury Ball, for those who are not familiar, so search your deck for a Pokemon excluding level X. Show it to your opponent, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterward. If Luxury Ball is in your discard pile, you can't play this card. Once you've played a Luxury Ball, you either need to get it out of your discard pile some way in order to play another one, or you just can't play another one. I know a lot of decks typically only play one, maybe two of these, just to make sure they can have it, and that's it. Spiritomb goes the active spot, and it looks like a mess right here. What's going on? Okay, the Baltoy is evolving into that Claydol. And we are moving to Slidy's turn. So Lele comes down for Wonder Tag. Okay, we see the Ruckus Sneak Attack come down. Again, this is a card that will be banned in the upcoming format. And then we see a Computer Search come down. They're going to discard 2 cards in their hand. They discarded a Dusknoir and a Clara. And we see Sylveon V Max come down with a Ribbon Badge and a Triple Acceleration Energy. Guzman bringing into the active spot. Oh, I didn't even realize this is a mirror. This is Sylveon V Max mirror. And we're taking down that Sylveon V. Beautiful. See Pokemon Collector come down. And search the deck for 3 basic Pokemon and put them into their hand. Get a Sylveon V, and a Tapu Lele GX. We're going to see both those Sylveons come down. Lele go to the hand. And we're going to see a pass to Slidey. I'm surprised it was just a straight pass and not Dream Gift. That's very interesting. I would think I would have used Dream Gift to end the turn. Please get that card out of the deck so you have a better chance of drawing into other stuff. I'm of 2 minds about the Spiritomb. I wonder if it maybe needs to be banned. We see a Colress come down, shuffle, draw 8. Oreo, with its Vital Dance ability, does to search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal and put them in your hand. I see a little switch. Pokemon Collector is discarded to pull another Sylveon out of the deck. See Oreo go to the active spot and a pass. So we see Kecleon on the active spot. Playing Mysterious Treasure at the moment. Taking a moment to search their deck. This is the last Swiss round. After this is Top Cut. I see a Kecleon, Sylveon VMAX, and Research. Rescue Stretcher come down. It's being discarded with the Mysterious Treasure, actually. Getting the Sylveon V Max involving the bench Sylveon V. All right, so we see the Peonia being played by Willie, trying to fish some stuff out of his prize cards. That's a little crap talking about people's lists here. All right, we see a computer search come down on Willie's side. Discarding a field blower. And Kuzma, yes, Spiritomb is going to be banned. That Jirachi Prism Star come out of the prize cards. Most likely put there with Peonia. Very, very convenient. And we get that extra prize cards off of Jirachi Prism Star's Wish Upon a Star ability, rather. You do this Pokemon as a face down prize card during your turn, and your bench is not full. Before you put it into your hand, you may put it onto your bench and take an additional prize card. So Willie's hand is a boost energy and a didn't quite see that there, but very fun stuff. Where the greedy dice, though, very cute. This is a mirror between Sylveon VMAX and Sylveon VMAX. This is Willie Azza and their opponent. I cannot figure who their opponent is. Lighty. First, yes. For some reason, Sylveon is a Visine type. That is a quite funny way to put Psychic type. Alright, it's back to Slidy's turn. Slidy's going to draw a card. The triple acceleration energy come down. And Moonlight Sam come down from the Guzma Hollow. The triple acceleration is going to be attached to that VMAX. And the stadium is going to go to the hand. And bye-bye Sylveon. If those of you are wondering why the calculation of damage is so high, this Kecleon is like every type. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all in one. So obviously this is going to end up getting banned, but that makes Max Harmony do a lot of damage. This attack does 270 more damage if you do exactly. That unfortunately the Kecleon is going to have to get whacked. I love seeing Sylveon C play like this, but that's a little bit too powerful for the effect there. Alright, we see a boost energy come down on the Sylveon VMAX. Maybe a Surge comes down. Here, guys. I have a call I'm going to have to take. Alright, I am back. So, we are back to the game. Sorry, guys, about that. We had a little behind the scenes madness to deal with. Alright. So, we've just seen a Guzman Hala come down. The Via Seeker Ford, the Guzman Hala, the triple acceleration energy. I forget where we left off here. Slidy's turn. Okay. So, is Rose what's being played then? Is there basic energy in the discard? Oh, there is not. I'm very curious as to why Rose is coming out. Rename the channel Sylvia on Hell. That's very funny. Oh, game's over then. I didn't see that. So the prizes looks like Willie has taken the game. They're out of prize cards. Aha. All right. Match results. Let's see here. We have waiting on the results to confirm this match. Big, big match. started on Top Cut here in just a moment. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and go on a quick break. Back in just a little bit. All right, and we are back. We're going to look at the table with Big Gearheart and Slidey. Spiritomb come to the active spot with the with the Donwings and Charisma going to the bench with the help of that unknown Q. Fallen Circle comes down on Jake's side. Spiritomb in the active spot. Alright, just the Baltoy come down and an energy could attach the unknown. In. Both players are going to shuffle their hands into their decks and draw 6 cards. Collector's getting a Baltoy, a Spiritomb, and something juicy, I hope. Maybe a Lapras? Gun tank, yeah, of course. That makes sense. Alright, so we see the Balto go down, Spiritomb go down, and this Gun tank go down, and Pokemon Collector will be discarded entirely. The Psyduck falls to the Golduck. And we're going to see Darkness Grace come through to search for a Pokemon to evolve. So that Golduck is basically being forced onto the Psyduck with Darkness Grace. Alright, so the turn is Slideys. It is now a Wonder Tag off of Lele. And there is a Pokemon Collector coming down. Pokemon Collector finds Oricorio, Shadow Rider Calyrex V, and Crobat V. This is the Oricorio come down. Oricorio's ability, Vital Dance, says to search your deck for 2 basic energy cards and put them into your hand. Slidey is going to find 2 psychic energy cards and put them in the hand. See Shadow Rider come down and attach a psychic energy to that Shadow Rider. Unknown Q is going to retreat, and the Shadow Rider Calyrex V goes to the active spot. Shadow Mist is being used. So Shadow Mist is a attack on Shadow Rider that says during your opponent's next turn, they can't use any special energy cards or stadium cards from their hand. So that is going to prevent Hall and Stadium from coming down, preventing Big Gearheart from getting that lock. That may be a hard counter here. I see In come down. In is a very, very good card. Also legal in this format is Rocket's Admin, which was in Spiritual Predecessor. We saw in the Celebrations set last year, Rocket's Admin get a nice nice print. And yes, Slidey is right, that energy cannot be attached to this gun tank. Because of Shadow Mist. Again, that's going to be no stadium cards, no special energy cards at all. They cannot play those cards from their hand. Alright, so they're going to skip and go to game 2. So currently Slidey is up 1-0. So we're going to create a new room. Yeah, they're creating a new room for game 2. Alright. We're going to spectate the game. We are not going to join the game, we're going to spectate the game. Let's see. I do not see. There it is. All right, spectate. And this is game 2. Currently, Slidey is up 1-0 against Jake Gearheart. I think I'm going to tweak the prop on this real quick. Let's see if we get the prize cards in on this. Going live. I think that's a little bit better. All right, guys, so live edit, but I think that'll be more useful to see what's going on with regard to the prizes. All right, let's see Pokemon Collector come down with, this is a Spiritomb here, so Spiritomb versus Spiritomb here. Collector is getting Oricorio, Shadow Rider, Calyrex V, and Unknown Q. Shadow Rider is a huge threat to Jake Gearhart's lock strategy. That's GG. Okay, that's going to be a scoop, and they are going to. Jake is out of contention for first place, but Slidey is moving on to the finals. Very, very cool. It's very interesting to see these decks in play and how they play with all these cards available to them from the Eternal format. Even with the ban list, I think there's a lot of rich strategies that can be employed by players who are very familiar with the card pool. And of course, if you aren't familiar with the card pool, you can always, try out your hand with a deck that you create in the Eternal format for next month's format. August is also the Eternal format for League at Home on the Justin Basil Discord server. You are welcome to come try your hand at it and get familiar with the card pool when playing against other players' decks. With that said, let's go ahead and move to the other game to watch that game. All right, so we see the Ultra Necrozma versus Sylveon matchup here. See a Trubbish. Uzumhala coming down. This is going to be a very, very interesting pairing here. Both these decks are aggro. Wait for just a moment. Hello, Wolf. Welcome to the stream. This website is untapped.in. It is a website for card games so players can play whatever card game they feel like playing online. It's very manual, so you have to manually move every card around. This is not like PTCGO where it'll do stuff for you. Shuffling and stuff of that sort is done by the web client here, but untapped.in is what we're using for this tournament. Unfortunately, PTCGO does not properly support Unlimited's card pool, which means it does not support Eternal's card pool, so we have to use Untap. We are starting game 2 here. Real MP took game 1. We see a mysterious treasure discarding Bay search. Getting a Sylveon V. And Necrozma come down on the Real MP side. And an Ultra Ball, discarding Special Charge and a Claydol. For Unknown Q. Double Dragon Energy comes down on Ultra Necrozma. And Silent Lab goes down with Professor Juniper. Beautiful. The Real MP draws a fresh 7 cards. There are now 25 minutes left in this round. This is round 1 of Top Cut. Winner of this match will go against the winner of the match we watched earlier. We see Ultra Necrozma go to the active spot with the help of Unknown Q, retreating that Azelf and KOing the active Kecleon. Alright, it is Willie Azza's turn. The Pokemon Collector come down. Pokemon Collector is going to allow Willie Azza to find 3 basic Pokemon from their deck and put them into their hand. Find Sylveon V. Two other Pokemon. See Baltoy, perhaps instead of the Sylveon V. Still have 2 other options. They can get 3 Pokemon from their deck. And we see Zelf and Jirachi Prism Star. Sylveon VMAX comes out. Adjust the board real quick. Take that KO against that Necrozma. If Trubbish comes to the active spot, alright, what is Real MP going to do? Field blower, is that what happened? Yeah. We saw Field blower, that's what I missed. Okay, so Field blower took care of that unknown Q and the stadium card, and the Ultra Necrozma was knocked out. So Sylveon VMAX is the active Pokemon for Willie Azza, and Real MP is figuring out how they can get themselves set back up. Alright, so we see a Guzma Hala. That'll get a double dragon. So that's going to be discarding Pokemon Collector and Level Ball to get a Float Stone, Double Dragon Energy, and Silent Lab. We see Garbodor come down with Garbotoxin. Garbotoxin is an ability that says if this Pokemon has any Pokemon tool attached to it, each Pokemon in play in each player's hand and each player's discard pile has no abilities except Garbotoxin. Alright, so Mysterious Treasure is discarding the Ultra Ball for a Ultra Necrozma. So that Double Dragon Energy is going to come down on an Ultra Necrozma. And it's going the Garbodor is going to retreat to the bench with the effect of Float Stone. You can see that Silent Lab come down so that Ultra Necrozma can attack. And there it is. There's the damage on the Sylveon. 170 damage, and that becomes Willie Azza's turn. Question is, can Azza find another boost or triple acceleration energy to take that knockout against the Ultra Necrozma? Forcing yet another desperate ploy to get everything out. Question though is, where is that stadium card? Oh, right. Okay. All right. Of course, Garbodor is in play. You don't need Silent Lab for it. Duh. All right. Gotta love them when I miss obvious stuff. All right, down goes that Spiritomb. Sylveon V goes to the active spot. It is now Willie's turn. All right. Sylveon evolves to Sylveon V Max. Boost energy comes down on Sylveon V Max. Unknown Q comes down, and Pokemon Collector. The Pokemon Collector is going to search for 3 basic Pokemon. And down goes that Necrozma. So Garbodor goes back to the active spot, and it is once again the real MP's turn. Currently, the prize is 3 prizes for Willie and 4 prizes for the real MP. We see the Ultra Necrozma come down. That double dragon energy, and they're all set. Discarding the Claydol with Quick Ball. Getting a Baltoy out. And we see the Silent Lab come back down. And a special charge for double dragon energy and double dragon energy. The special charge is going to shuffle those back into the deck. We see Versus Secret come down for a Professor Juniper. Ultra Necrozma comes to the active spot and it's going to do another 170 damage to the active VMAX. And with that, it becomes Willie Azza's turn. This price rate is really kind of rough on the Sylveon player here. Having to find a special energy every turn, either Super Boost Energy or Boost Energy, or Triple Acceleration or Boost Energy, to try to take that knockout against a single prizer, Ultra Necrozma. It's a little rough to do, actually. That price rate is not in their favor. Ultra Necrozma gets another attachment out. I'm going to take those 3 prizes against that active Sylveon, and all I need is a Guzma or any of those bench Pokemon, and they'll have game. So we see the Unknown Q come onto that active Sylveon VMAX. And take that knockout against Ultra Necrozma. Ultra Ball coming down, discarding Guzma and Baltoy. Very bold move there. Probably looking for a Claydol, if I had to guess. Ray Trubbish? No. Yeah, for Trubbish, and then Guzman Hall is discarding that and the Mysterious Treasure to get a Double Dragon, a Floatstone, and a Silent Lab. I see the retreat on the Garbodor, and the Ultra Necrozma is going to go to the active spot and will take knockout against that Sylveon VMAX. That is 3 prize cards. Beautiful. That means that real MP is down now to 1 prize card left. Willie Azza now needs to knock out 2 of the real MP's Pokemon, and it is going to be a rough one. Oh, there goes the N. Real MP is going to be hit with an N to 1. That is rough. Although it is putting himself to 2 also. Although that will still allow him to use Claydol's Cosmic Power, Poke Power, to draw cards. Should be in a good spot. Alright, the Stadium card has been replaced with Moonlight Stadium. Retreat cost of Psychic and Darkness Pokemon is 0. You see the triple acceleration energy come down on Sylveon and VMAX. And goes to the discard. I see a retreat on that Claydol and a knockout on the Ultimate Necrozma. And oh, nope, not yet. We have yep, there goes that Ultra Necrozma. Alright, it's gone. Can the real MP make a comeback here? Now 2 cards in hand. No Claydol in play. There's a Quick Ball. We're gonna see a Crobat. Lele. Big question is, can he take this game? Oop, that's going to be a scoop, it looks like. All right, we're going to go to a game 3 with just 8 minutes left on the timer. This is going to be a close one. So we have just under 5 minutes left in this round. So the way this is going to work, if we go to time here, and it does look like we will go to time, the player with the fewest prize cards remaining after the 0+3 turns will be the winner of this this round, and we'll go on to the finals. Right now, these players are 1-1. This is Sylveon versus Ultra Necrozma. Tapu Lele coming down for Wonder Tag. It's an amazing play in one of the early rounds of this tournament where a player had an enormous amount of energy on the Baby's GX and used Ninja Boy to put Tapu Lele into play and annihilate the opponent's active Pokemon with Energy Drive. Quick Ball coming down, discarding Guzma. And Marnie. Alright, so see the Marnie come down. See a mysterious treasure. What are we discarding for that treasure? Discarding an Ultra Ball. The real MP is going to search their deck for a Psychic or Dragon type Pokemon, reveal it and put it in their hand. They're going to choose Ultra Necrozma and just play it down straight to the bench. Now Willie's turn. Playing a Level Ball. Searching for Unknown Q. And playing Bebe Search. We're going to get the Sylveon V Max attached, or evolve rather the Sylveon V into the V Max, and attach Unknown Q to the active Mr. Mime to retreat it. You put the Sylveon V Max into the active spot, and they are going to attract Chip Acceleration and knock out that Ultra Necrozma. That is a quick KO. Wait, no, they can't knock out that Ultra Necrozma. They don't have enough Pokemon. Yeah, that's right. They live by 10 HP. Yeah, let's survive. Ooh, that is rough. I needed just one more Pokemon in play to survive that. Or to not survive that, rather, and that did not happen. There's only one type on the bench. That's only 100 damage. It was not a knockout. Right, see the Claydol come in. That Baltoy is going to evolve into that Claydol, and we'll see that Cosmic Power draw some extra cards for that Ultra Necrozma. Time is about to be called. We have just under a minute left in the round. See the Double Dragon Energy come down onto that damaged Necrozma, and Silent Lab drop. And we see that damage hit on that active Sylveon VMAX. Players have not yet taken any prize cards, but it looks like the first player to take prize cards will end up taking this game and the round, and will move on to the finals. This is quite an intense game. It's been very interesting watching these decks in this Eternal format as they've been playing back and forth. And this particular matchup has been quite fun to see. That Luxury Ball coming down, grabbing a Sylveon V. Got Willie saying, I do not need that extra type this turn. I am fine to knock out that Ultra Necrozma in the active spot with just 1 damage. And that is going to be time. So time So it's gonna be 0 plus 3. This is going to be quite an intense couple of turns here as these players try to make sure that they are the ones with fewer prize cards remaining at the end of time. Right now, real MP is turn 0. Right, or is it not? I actually don't think it is. Let's see here. Willie Azza should be turn 0 actually, so this is turn 1. If he can find the Double Dragon energy for that Ultra Necrozma, he will likely take this round and go to the finals. I see Guzma Hala dropping, discarding the Stevens Advice and the Ultra Ball, grabbing Double Dragon and the Floatstone, and that is going to absolutely seal this for real MP. See that attachment on the Ultra Necrozma with the Floatstone on that Trebush. Silent Lab is in play already. Don't even need the Garbodor. Means Ultra Necrozma's ability is out of play, and Luster of Downfall will take the knockout against Sylveon VMAX, bringing real MP down to 3 price cards versus his opponent's 5. Unless his opponent can take 2 knockouts in 1 turn, there is no way for them to win. See that backup Necrozma go down, and the Sylveon VMAX falls. See a Floatstone come on Claydol. We see Field Blower hit the Silent Lab and that Floatstone. A little rough. What is Willie Azza going to do? It needs a VMAX and an energy in order to take another knockout, but will that be enough? It's only 1 prize card, and his opponent already is down just 3 with his 5. And we are in time. These players have just a couple of turns left to try to get down to the lowest number of prize cards possible so that they can win this round and move on to the finals of this first Eternal format tournament. Yeah, I was using that cosmic power ability to. Sorry. It's really I was using that cosmic power ability to draw 4 cards. Playing the Bebe search. They're gonna be a scoop. Willie Azza is revealing the prize card. No. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, it's Zelf coming down. That's what's going on. Alright. The Zelf's time walk Poke Power says once during your turn, when you put a Zelf down from your hand onto your bench, you may look at the face down prize cards. If you do, you choose one Pokemon you find there, so you put into your hand, then choose a card from your hand and put it face down as a prize card. The Willie Azza's turn. We're seeing what is going on right now. Looks like they may have just not passed the turn back and forth in tap, because Real MP has drawn a card from their deck. Not sure what's going on with that Bebe search or that Zelf. They're just kind of floating right now. Serious Pleasure says they beat Willie. All right, so that is going to be the series, and it'll be Mysterious Player versus Slight. So Slight versus Mysterious Player are the finals. This goes to full game so that I can join in easily with no risk of accidentally joining as a player. All right, this is the final match, the final round rather, of this amazingly interesting tournament in the Eternal format. Slight versus Mysterious Player. You're waiting players for players to choose their decks. Or to grab their decks they've been playing this tournament. Not anything else they may have here on untapped.in, which is what we're using today for the tournament. So, for those of you who are not familiar, the Eternal format is a base set onward format with a ban list. The idea behind this format is to try to make a sort of playable version of the Unlimited format. Whereas the Unlimited format is primarily full of okay, what's going on? They might be remaking the room. That is the start of the 2-minute timer, so the round is now starting. Hopefully they can get their game going as fast as possible here. In the right game, that would be ooh, the Lele start. You never want to see that. It's still a pretty clean start, to be frank. We see that computer search discarding on itself and a clay doll. Getting that silent lab down. Using that float stone to retreat that Tapu Lele. We'll put that Ultra Necrozma into the active spot and do 170 damage to that Sylveon V, making it right for the knockout. That is rough. All right, Slidy's turn. They're playing that Pokemon Collector, searching the deck for 3 basic Pokemon cards, and revealing them and putting them into the hand. We see another Sylveon V. A Baltoy. And a Shadow Rider Calyrex V. Oh, this could be interesting. That Calyrex could end up winning him the game here. That is very, very interesting. Let's see an enhanced okay, there's a turn pass. A Shadow Rider is a huge threat. Can it take the game for them? They just have to start spamming that Shadow Mist attack and prevent the special energies from coming down. And Ultra Necrozma will not be able to do what it needs to do to take knockouts. But they have to get rid of that Ultra Necrozma first before it is an issue. I see a Baltoy and then 2 more Ultra Necrozmas coming down off that Pokemon collector. See another Double Dragon Energy come down on that Ultra Necrozma for safety, just to make sure that there is another attacker that can deal with that Shadow Rider Calyrex. And it is now Slide's turn. That Sylveon has been KO'd by that Ultra Necrozma. So we see the Mysterious Treasure come down. Search the deck for a Psychic or Dragon type Pokemon. We are going to see Sylveon V Max come down. We're going to see a Luxury Ball come out. The Claydol. Claydol is going to evolve on top of that Baltoy. Are they going to use the Cosmic Power, Poke Power? Let's see here. Or are they going to draw more cards here? Do they have the Boost Energy or Triple Acceleration in hand? They do not. They're going to try to draw for it. They draw a beautiful 6 cards off that Poke Power. We're going to see that Field Blower, that Silent Lab, and the Float Stone are now both gone. There goes that Triple Acceleration energy. Sylveon VMAX does have the necessary damage to knock out that Ultra Necrozma. It's going to be doing 130 damage, if I'm not mistaken, with the Claydol and the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, or Shadow Rider Calyrex V, rather, on the bench. They're going to be Max Harmony does 70 plus damage, doing 30 more for each different type on the bench, so 70 plus 60 is going to be 130. The real question is, okay, we're going to see a Pokemon Collector. For a Zelf Kecleon. And Crobat V. See that Kecleon come down. That's just an instant massive amount of damage right there. That Kecleon, unfortunately, for Sylveon VMAX archetype, is going to be banned in the upcoming format. That's the Ultra Necrozma falls, and the new one goes to the active spot with that Double Dragon energy already attached. Now all real can't talk. The real MP needs to do now is find either a Garbodor and a tool card, or a Silent Lab to get that Ultra Necrozma back up and attacking. There's Guzmahala, so there is going to be both discarding the Baltoy and the Stevens Advice. It's going to find that Silent Lab, a Double Dragon Energy. There you go, and probably the Float Stone for the Trubbish in the future. The Float Stone. Just the energy and the Silent Lab. Going to attack into that Sylveon VMAX, doing 170 damage. And we will see Slidy's turn. Notice it's a single prizer with Ultra Necrozma. That damage really racks up against these multi-prizers like Sylveon VMAX. The Mysterious Treasure come down. Slidy is going to discard a card from their hand to find a Psychic or Dragon-type Pokemon. Most likely looking for a Sylveon V or a Tapu Lele to draw some cards. Let's see what they're going for here. I do have Claydol in play, so... Alright, so I'm a bit confused what's going on here. They're attaching the Triple Acceleration Energy. Discarding a Psychic Energy. And finding. Not sure what's going on with that treasure. I guess they're getting the Azelf off that treasure. Getting the Sylveon out of the prize cards with Azelf's Pokepower. Putting a card from their hand back into their prizes to replace the Sylveon. And just see that Silent Lab bumped. The lab will be discarded by Moonlight Stadium. And that Ultra Necrozma goes down. The Tapu Lele come out to the active spot. And we see Professor Oak's new theory. We see Special Charge come down, putting back 2 Double Dragon Energy into the deck. An Ultra Ball discarding a Field Blower and an Ultra Ball. I guess they're going to get the Claydol. Yeah, they got the Claydol. These make use of that Pokemon Poke Power, Cosmic Power, which allows them to put 2 cards in their hand on the bottom of their deck in any order, and then draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. This is like a supercharged Crobat, but it's a single prizer, and you have to evolve it because it's a stage 1. LMP is going to need either a Silent Lab or a Garboater and a tool, plus a way to switch this Lele out of the active spot. See a luxury ball that could get the Garboater. Not the play though. LMP taking a moment to decide what they are getting. They are realizing they did not use special charge earlier and are actually doing that effect real quick. Uh-oh. Alright, we're gonna judge call. We have an issue. His cosmic power has been played. That's unfortunate. Major. We are going to see a double prize penalty here in the finals. And we're getting. I'm going to pause the timer on here while we resolve this issue. All right, so we have a resolution. We are going to move on. Unfortunately, um, that's unfortunate. So Real MP is going to be taking a double prize penalty for an unfortunate situation when special charge was played earlier. The double dragon energies did not go back into the deck, which is going to actually end that game and go to game two. Unfortunately, that means they're just going to move on. So we are going to go ahead and resume the timer, and we will go from there. So game two in finals of the Eternal format. This is the very first tournament using this format. We've seen some very interesting decks today, including the Ultra Necrozma deck and Sylveon VMAX deck that have been played here in the finals. And quite frankly, I am just giddy with how interesting this entire format has been so far. I've seen some very interesting techs, interesting decks. Seeing cards we haven't seen in a very long time see play. It's very nice to be able to see cards all the way back from base set make their way forward into a tournament like this. And frankly, I just like to see Claydol. It's really nice to see Claydol again and see that cosmic power, Poke Power, get its new heyday. So we see a Baltoy start versus Sylveon V, and we are going to see Slidey. This is Slidey's turn, so Slidey's gonna be starting this game. We're going to see a computer search on Slidey's side. On somebody's side. So it looks like it's the real MP turn. Let's see they may have passed. All right, so we see the Wonder Tag come down. Probably searching, if I had to guess, for a Pokemon collector, but we'll see. What's interesting to me is that um, this is the Eternal format, right? Which is supposed to be like a playable version of the Element format. And everybody was expecting the lock decks and all those sorts of decks to just completely take over this format. But here in the finals, we actually see two aggro decks in the finals. So this is Ultra Necrozma versus Sylveon VMAX. Both of these decks are taking prize cards. They are taking knockouts. We see that Marnie come down. And a level ball for a Baltoy. Playing down a Trubbish as well. You see Rocket Sneak Attack hit Real MP's hand. Is there an item card? Is there a trainer card, in fact? Is there a trainer card there to discard? Looks like there is. Looks like they've discarded another level ball. See Spiritomb come down. And Sylveon V. And we have a Stadium bump. Moonlight Stadium. The Spiritomb goes to the active spot. That Moonlight Stadium allows that Baltoy to retreat out of the active spot for free. And Claydol comes down to evolve. Unfortunately, that without two cards in their hand, there is no way for the player to use that Poke Power to draw additional cards. So they're going to just pass the turn to their opponent. Their opponent plays Professor Juniper, discarding their hand to draw 7 cards. Still no Ultra Necrozma on the real MP side. Very, very sketchy. It's entirely possible they prized all four, but I'm hoping that is not the case. But unfortunately, oh nope, there's no Ultra Necrozma, so that's definitely not all prized. So as we say, without that spirit team in play, they can't play item cards, so there's no way for them to use something like Mysterious Treasure to search that. But if they have it in hand, they have it in hand. They just now need to find a Double Dragon Energy, which they have, and they can retreat that Ball away with the effect of their opponent's Stadium card, allowing them to get that Ultra Necrozma into the active spot and take that KO on the Spiritomb if they so choose. I'll bring that Spiritomb out, but then it risks that Ultra Necrozma risks getting KO'd by a hostile Sylveon V Max. Let's see how this goes. Space Center comes down. Space Center is a stadium card that says ignore Pokebodies for all basic Pokemon in play. That includes Spiritomb. So now he can use those item cards. Spiritomb's Poke Power is shut off. So playing Mysterious Treasure, discarding that Pokemon Collector, probably getting the Garbodor. Got that Garbodor. That means that Ultra Necrozma's ability is shut off, and it can now attack, taking that 170 damage against the Spiritomb. Using that Cosmic Power Poke Power. Goes the Ultra Necrozma. And a Computer Search. Discarding Guzma and Hala and a Mysterious Treasure. This is game 2 of the finals. Right. That Spiritomb did go down. Sidey's now drawing for Cosmic Power, I'm assuming. Yes, for Cosmic Power. I see that Rocket Sneak Attack come down yet again, hitting the real MP's hand. The Rocket Sneak Attack is a card that will be banned in the upcoming version of the Eternal format. Discarding that Mysterious Treasure. See a Luxury Ball come down on Slutty's side. Getting an unknown Q. Laying down another Sylveon V. And passing the turn. He attaches Double Dragon Energy to the benched Ultra Necrozma. I have just over 20 minutes left in this round. This is game 2. So we got a Guzma swapping that Ultra Necrozma with the Necrozma. Okay, I see what happened. We knocked out that Clay Doll, so they cannot draw any more cards. Okay, we're going to see Pokemon Breeders Nurturing on Slidey's side. Very interesting to see that card see play, but it's actually a great card in this format because of how much item lock there is at the moment with Spiritomb in the format. You see Pokemon Breeders Nurturing, we get 2 different Sylveon VMAXs, evolving both 2 of the Sylveon Vs in play, and the triple acceleration energy comes down. Fortunately, the damage is just not quite there at the moment. Does not have it. Mysterious Treasure. He needs a... It have to be a Dragon type Pokemon in order to make up that damage. Can he do it? That's the big question. Because right now he's only doing 100 damage. It's just shy of a knockout. A Zelf. Zelf's not going to do any extra damage, but he can potentially fish something out of the prize cards that will get that extra damage necessary. Maybe a Kecleon on his prize, perhaps. What have we seen? Oh no. Not quite a knockout. Whiff the knockout, only 10 damage on that Ultra Necrozma. Right. Only 10 damage counters 100 damage. Now it's back to Slidy's turn. If Slide can find their way to take another knockout, take a knockout at all. They've had to burn a triple acceleration energy to not even knock out that active Ultra Necrozma. They do have a triple acceleration energy placed on that Sylveon Max. They are going to take that knockout against that Ultra Necrozma, and it is moving on to the real MP's turn. Another double dragon energy coming down on that bench Ultra Necrozma. Really streaming these Ultra Necrozma is making a very good stream of these attackers, making sure they are taking adequate and decisive knockouts against these Sylveon VMAX. This prize trade is absolutely brutal for Sylveon. Sylveon goes down, giving up 3 prize cards, pushing Real MP even closer to winning this second game of the finals match. Slidey plays down that Field Blower, knocking out the Float Stone on that Garbodor, leaving the Space Center in play. Dropping that Guzma. And that's going to be a game. The Real MP took that game. We are going into the final match of the finals for the Eternal Format's very first tournament. And the Real MP versus Slidey. This is Ultra Necrozma from Cosmic Eclipse versus Sylveon VMAX from Evolving Skies. See the Spiritomb start on the on Slidey's side with an Ultra Necrozma start on the Real MP side. We see Ultra Necrozma's get a double dragon energy attachment and a pass. Pokemon Collector coming down. Getting a Baltoy. Sylveon V. And there's the Kecleon. You want to guarantee that they get that knockout against that Ultra Necrozma. If they can, when they can. LMP definitely had a bit of a start there. Bit of a rough one against that Spiritomb. Spiritomb has that Pokébody Keystone Seal. As long as Spiritomb is your active Pokemon, each player can't play any trainer cards in their hand. This is a Diamond and Pearl era card, so when it says trainer, interpret that as item card. So that basically would read as long as Spiritomb is your active Pokemon, each player can't play any item cards from their hand. So there's been a draw pass, it looks like. That is brutal. This is going to be over. All I need, all Sliding needs is a way to get active. Real MP. Okay, no, they passed again. Wow, lots of passing. All right, Real MP is playing Pokemon Collector, getting a Baltoy. This is not going to be over as quickly as I thought. That is good. We'll see this play out. Ultra Necrozma. And one more card off that Pokemon Collector. What will it end up being? We're going to see a Trubbish. So Baltoy, Ultra Necrozma, and Trubbish come down. At just over 15 minutes left in this round. Can they pull out the victory prior to time being called? Moonlight Stadium comes into play. Slidey's turn. I see that Cosmic Power, Poke Power, draw some cards for Slidey. Looking for a Sylveon VMAX and a triple acceleration or boost energy. Get that attack powered up so that they can knock out that Ultra Necrozma. They have them Moonlight Stadium to retreat the Spiritomb, but they still need the attacker to actually be able to attack. All right, see that Marnie come down. Have this Sylveon VMAX, MP. Got that Garbodor in place. Shut off that ability on that Necrozma so they can attack with it. They will be able to knock out that Spiritomb. Putting another Double Dragon Energy on the bench. Ultra Necrozma, getting it ready to attack. Interesting. I thought we would see more of that Shadow Rider Calyrex V, but this alternate Chroma deck is surprisingly just too fast for that strategy. That Shadow Rider Calyrex just can't get out fast enough and prevent that attachment, make this an auto win for it. That Silent Lab coming down didn't have the tool for the Garbodor to shut that ability off, so Kecleon comes the active spot, and that Spiritomb goes down. You have a Guzma, a Claydol. Interesting. Getting a Rocket Sneak Attack on Real MP's hand. What is going to be discarded here? Okay, there's probably a few options to choose from. 6 cards in hand. There's a good chance there's more than one trainer card in there. Now this is a base set era cards. This is prior to the Diamond and Pearl era, which means any trainer card means any trainer card. It looks like that Marnie was discarded. Either Marnie or Pokemon Collector. One of the two. Alright, so we see a Field Blower, that Silent Lab going away. They're going to need a tool on that Garbodor or another Silent Lab to get that other Ultra Necrozma out attacking, and that Claydol goes down. That's Triple Acceleration Energy should be discarded here just momentarily. Goes. Alright, it is the Real MP's turn. They're going to draw a card. Have. See the Mysterious Treasure discarding a Field Blower. Going to need to find another way to draw cards, or to at least find a way to lock Ultra Necrozma's ability so that it can attack. I'm possibly going for a Ball Toy to prepare for a Claydol next turn. But that is a highly risky move, knowing that Sylveon can definitely get the KO against this Ultra Necrozma. It just needs an energy. He does. Or, Slidey does have options for a card draw with that Claydol. Silent Lab is back in play. However, it is Slidey's turn. Slidey is playing that Mysterious Treasure, getting a Shadow Rider Calyrex V. Trying to see if that will prove useful in this matchup with that energy already in play. Going for a Versus Seeker and a Guzma. Dusting up that Garbodor attack, hitting it with a Shadow Mist. So with that Shadow Mist will make it so they cannot attach a special energy or a stadium card to their Garbodor. Word that a little better. They cannot attach a special energy to the Garbodor, and they cannot play a Stadium card. Stadium card would not be attached to Garbodor anyway. Maybe the Garbodor VMAX. Garbodor VMAX could probably handle a Stadium card. It does not actually. That is not how the game works. Gigantamax boy be big boy. Alright, we see that quick ball come down, discarding Guzma and Hala. Hitting a ball toy, preparing for another way to draw cards. Does not want to get stuck. Got a Versus Seeker coming down. Looking to get a Guzma. There's that Guzma. Pulling up something else. That Sylveon VMAX. I want to get that. Get that damage on the VMAX and get it hurting before it gets too long into the game. We have just over 6 minutes left in this game. This is going to be quite a fun finals. Ooh. Okay, Mr. Brainy's Compassion comes down. Choose one of your Pokemon in play and return that Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your hand. Be fun looking format. If I hadn't had a chance, I would have 100% played. I'm gonna play a Spirit Smarch. Something. Let me see. No, it's all the new attackers, old support. Yeah, that's how it usually works. Like, it's just the exception. Old support. Laydal's amazing. Laydal's probably the best draw in this format. Yeah. Uxi's actually banned. No dice. Yeah, so is Shaman for the record. Setup. See that Sound Lab come down. Ooh, that's also banned. Dude, look at the ban list. Card's big now, and it's about to get like 10 more. Oh, 10. Double Dragon Energy goes down on that Ultra Necrozma on the bench. And we see a draw using that Cosmic Power. Poké Power is extremely potent and very, very great. Alright, so we see that attack against that Sylveon. Sylveon's going to take 170 damage from that attack on the Ultra Necrozma. And it is moving into Slidy's turn. Slidy is going to start by drawing a card, looking for an energy to take that Ultra Necrozma out. Right now, they are tied on prizes 4 and 4. This is going to be absolutely insane. I have just 3 minutes left in the round. You guys are watching this either live or watching this on demand. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like this video. If you like what you're seeing here, maybe consider building a deck for the Eternal format this coming month. We are doing another Eternal format deck, or from Eternal format tournament on August 5th. There will be another round of this very, very interesting format with an enormous card pool and so many interesting card interactions. See that Floatstone come down on that Garbodor. That will shut off the abilities on those Ultra Necrozma, making them able to attack. That means they will take the knockout on that Sylveon VMAX, leaving the real MP down with just one prize card remaining. We have just under 2 minutes left in the round. This is getting intense. That Pokemon Collector dropped right as that turn gets passed to them. Getting a Crobat. Solid choice. Definitely need to draw cards. Only one card in hand. That Crobat is a necessity at this point. Have that Crobat on an unknown queue. And another Sylveon. See that Sylveon drop. I suspect we're going to see that unknown Q be played also. Ooh. No, it's a pass. Very interesting. We're going to see a Gust. Guzma coming down the real MP's side. What is the target? Not sure what just happened there. Did we see a scoop? I'm going to be called in 2-1. There's time. Alright, so what is the state right now? I've seen okay, Slutty took game is over, MP1. All right, that has been this Eternal Format tournament. That is the end of the game indeed. So Ultra Necrozma has won, has taken this last series 2-1 versus Sylveon VMAX. Ultra Necrozma is the champion. The real mysterious player is the champion of the very first Eternal Format tournament. And I can't wait to see how this format continues to evolve. I'll see you guys in just about 30 or so minutes with another live stream featuring cards from Lost Origin as we begin to test Hisuian Zoroark V-Star. Thank you guys for watching. Prize codes will be going out shortly to our top 2 players, and participation cards will also be going out to everyone who participated. Again, thank you all for joining us. See you in the next one. Feeling great.